I wait, ache and long to quench this desire. I'm the phoenix eternal, child of the sun, till its heat turns me into a blazing fire.
Night is just a little less hot. But with every passing year, Mantha has seen it becoming worse.
We do receive a lot of birds that have suffered from a heat stroke, and many of them don't live because they are terribly dehydrated.
Mantha too lives in a city that doesn't realize that the rising temperature is going to hurt a lot more than it will its rural neighbors. The urban heat island effect is becoming common globally. Heat islands occur when urban concrete structures trap heat. The India heat story, with its burgeoning urban infrastructure, is headed toward 2030, with 160 to 200 million people exposed to lethal heat waves every year. Urban spaces edge out the cooling green surfaces. Concrete, metal, tar, and glass. These structures fast absorb and retain the sun's heat, only to release this heat at sundown. The homeless and the poor don't have the means to escape this night heat. Slums crammed with metal and heat-trapping material become many degrees warmer than the surrounding habitation. Naturally, we demand more cooling. Most of our electricity, unfortunately, comes from fossil fuels, which is why heat islands also mean higher greenhouse gas emissions. A World Bank report warns around 34 million people in India may face job losses due to heat stress. Heat will impact the entire economy. To add to the misery, landfills with their garbage mounds spew methane, carbon dioxide, and nitrous oxide. Very often, these gigantic dumps catch fire, adding to the suffering from the localized heat and toxins in the environment. Heat coupled with humidity are optimal breeding conditions for disease-carrying mosquitoes. We have endured recurring epidemics of dengue, malaria, and chikungunya. Cities are acting on urgently finding solutions. The simple act of planting trees with wide canopies has made a tangible difference in the local temperature. They're using advanced mapping technology to pinpoint hot spots, showing the way for enduring, no-regret solutions for the future. Climate simulation and heat mapping analysis predicts that with every passing year, we'll see a higher number of heat wave days that last longer. Geographic information systems enable us to accurately assess urban growth and to predict events of extreme heat emergencies and their impact on our citizens for the next 5 decades. When we juxtapose our heat maps with land use maps, they can tell us specifics like where should trees, parks, or water bodies be installed for maximum benefit, or where a hospital can serve best. This data also highlights the role of green architecture in alleviating heat. Our traditional architecture has rich examples of how local material and techniques were used to insulate the building. They ingeniously used solar passive structuring to deflect the intense heat of the day. They designed airflow to reduce or even eliminate the need for artificial cooling. Policymakers can drive change in urban architecture by incentivizing the use of energy-saving materials and techniques that lessen the effect of the harsh sun. It is the next generation that will bear the brunt of the growing impact of climate change. By involving college students in heat stress measurement and mapping, students collect vital data on land use, building types, density, vegetation, and fauna, radically improving our ability to assess and predict outcomes. 1 meter resolution mapping is invaluable for precise local interventions and capturing the effect in areas as small as a building site or patch of pavement. Heat action plans emerging from such data can safeguard citizens from extreme heat. Will we create an inhospitable wasteland or a livable paradise? Unlike our feathered friends who cannot choose, we can. We can take steps to avert and reverse the lethal effects of heat. We can, like the phoenix, rise from the ashes.